What's going on? It's your boy Sermon, sermonsdomain.com.
What up? This is Reese from MarsupialEmpire.com.
Today we are here to talk about Wale's The Album About Nothing. Now it's a unique collaboration album with Jerry Seinfeld playing the narrator part, basically playing his self-conscious or his conscious.
Right.
And I gotta say I love the fact that these two came together. It's like an oddball collaboration. It's something that you just wouldn't expect, and it works really well because Wale's obviously loved.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you because the mixtape About Nothing, More About Nothing, we're both themed off of Jerry Seinfeld's.
Yeah, but at the time they weren't friends,
No, but I mean having him be a part of the album now just seems like a more natural thing.
Right.
Especially because Wale always said he wanted to do the album about nothing. And then, what was the last project? There was some track that we heard. I can't remember what it was, but Jerry Seinfeld was at the end of that project. And it was like the outro to the project. And he was like, oh, you ready? He's like, you ready to do this? And, for him to even have Jerry Seinfeld on it was like a dope moment for Wale fans because, again, all the different sound bites that he had from mixtape About Nothing, More About Nothing. It just seems like a natural progression.
Right.
I'm not as surprised. It's something I liked a lot to hear, as a Wale fan.
Right. I still say it's an odd collaboration, just because if you just look at it like that, I mean, that's just how I view it. Obviously, it's natural because Wale was a big Seinfeld fan, but in terms of it actually happening, it just seems kind of out there.
Right.
Basically, what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And it's unique for hip hop because you don't see stuff like this happening.
No, you don't really.
I like the fact that all the song titles have "the" in it, just like Seinfeld episodes.
Yeah,
really
that's how it was on the. I'm telling you, More About Nothing.
Yeah.
It was like that. That's I got to go back to that to even reflect on this because again, it was themed. Even on the cover of the mixtape was really dope. You know what I mean? And it had like all the characters from Seinfeld and Wale was just in there. And everybody was silhouetted. So that was really dope. I personally think that this is the best that we've heard Wale in a long time. And not I feel like lyricism, but just as far as like song structure,
it's a complete body of work.
It's a complete body of work. And that's not take away from projects like 11-111, or what was it? Festivus, and any other works that he may have had in between More About Nothing to now.
Yeah.
I didn't like his albums. I didn't like Ambition at all. I think that over the past couple of years, I think my favorite work that he did, and it wasn't even all him, was the Maybach Music Volume 1.
Self-Made Volume 1?
Self-Made, yeah, Volume 1. How he kicked that off, was dope. And then every feature that he had was dope. Right. And I was like, okay, it's like a breath of fresh air. He's on somebody, like on a label with somebody's backing him, and then he kind of like trailed off. And then he's the type of artist to like let people get to him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
really
shown on Twitter. He gets into.
Oh my goodness! Like, you gotta stop doing that, bro. Just make the music, and I'm glad to say that he put together this piece of work.
Yeah.
Just based off of that.
What were your immediate standouts when you first listened?
Immediate standouts?
Yeah.
The intro was dope to me. Of course, the Matrimony was really dope to me. I did like the joint he did with J. Cole as well, and I really like the joint he did with SZA, The Need to Know. I feel like those tracks are probably the strongest tracks that he did.
Yeah.
I like the White Shoes too. The White Shoes was pretty dope. I like the concept that he ran with on that one. Just concept that people are so in love with White Shoes. Like even to the death of them. He made a reference, to people being in caskets, being buried in white shoes. And so it brought me back to like that nigga moment from the Boondocks. Like how dare you scuff my shoes, and all this, stuff that goes on with that.
I definitely like the Pessimist. I like what he says on it, and I like the fact that he has J. Cole just on the hook because that alone is going to draw people in, and I hope people really absorb like the message because obviously this is one of the songs that's being passed around now that the album is leaked. It's being posted on blogs, so I hope that the people really capture the message behind that song because I think it's really good.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that there's not like a Ross feature or. Maybe not like
anybody from Maybach Music.
There's no real feature. I mean, there's a couple features on the album, but they just really do hooks.
Right.
Usher, AG3, SZA, J. Cole. They're just doing hooks really, which is dope to me. And I'm glad that I mean, not even to dwell on his personal life, but he's not having those beefs so publicly as he did before, like last year when he got into it with Meek Mill, and that whole thing.
Yeah. They're cool now though.
Yeah, they're government label mates. They kind of have to make up to be good. I'm glad that he collaborated again with Jake One. I'm glad that
twice.
Shout out to Jake One, man, for being from Seattle, from being from the town, the real six, and just being everywhere, man. And continuing to contribute to incredible works, like he always does. So shout out to that dude, man. Let me see, DJ Dahi.
Several times, like
3 times, yeah. And that's dope, man, because we were just talking about, who was it, on the Lupe album we were talking about down here?
Yeah.
We were talking about getting some work in there. Who else did he do? He did a joint for Big Sean, when we mentioned him then too.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah, so man, shout out to DJ Dahi, man, for, continuing to contribute to the culture.
I also got to point out, The Matrimony is one of my favorites on the album, because that Usher hook is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I don't want to call it vintage Usher. I just want to. It just sounds like Usher.
Yeah,
the Usher that we love, because some of the stuff that he's been doing, we didn't really get to it. And I like the fact that he still, even though he has Jerry Seinfeld narrating, he still uses Seinfeld clips.
Yeah, and some of those. So to point out, some of those are like organic stuff that just came about. That they were in the studio just creating. And then some of that stuff is sound bites from Seinfeld's show.
Right.
He even has
those sound bites.
Right. He even had I can't think of it. Costanza was on there for a second. The sound bites. So that was really dope to me.
A sound bite from the show or
sound bite from the show.
Okay.
But Costanza, you always hear the Costanza sound bites on More About Nothing.
Yeah.
Which is really dope. So I mean, I love this album. I think it's the best album or the best project that we heard Wale outside of More About Nothing. And the only reason I say outside of that is because More About Nothing was longer, but it was still full. You know what I mean? There was no filler music in there, in my personal opinion. And I hate somebody's gonna say this. I don't know who it's gonna be, but someone's gonna say this. They're gonna say, "Well, that album was really heavy on production because a lot of this songs kind of mesh together. Not in a bad way though, but it's like they kind of have a very similar vibe to them." And somebody's gonna say that this is a product of his production and not his lyricism, and I think that's completely false. And I think that whoever is going to bring it up, because it's going to come up, someone's going to say that, I think that they're full of shit, whoever it is, and you obviously don't listen to what he has to say.
Right, because he is saying a lot, the helium balloon is being like a metaphor for he is the balloon, and the fans, they grab the string, they absorb, the type of the music. I love, hearing that.
I think that Wale is one of the rare rappers that can take a central theme, be it on a song or an entire project, and stick to that theme, and do it that well. I mean, obviously you have, what Kendrick just did with Tippin' Butterfly, but you have somebody on the same wavelength as, Wale, who can do something like that, that can say, this is my theme, I'm gonna stick to it, and I'm gonna use these metaphors, to express myself, and still deliver something with quality. So I'm a big fan of the album, and it's something that I would definitely tell people to go out and purchase, because this deserves to be supported. This is real rap music, and it's a really good body of work. And Wale said, it's like my journal, my most personal, work to date.
It really is.
And in that regard, when you deliver on this level, I think it should be supported. So please go purchase the album. What would you rate it if you had to?
I don't want to rate it yet. Personally, I don't want to rate it yet just because I feel like I'm still,
digesting?
Yeah, still digesting.
Okay, that's fair.
And I also want to point out the Need to Know featuring SZA has my favorite Wale episode soundbite.
From Seinfeld?
Yeah, the episode where Jerry and Elaine start, the full friends with benefits thing before they get back together at the end of the episode. I love that episode. It was just hilarious. When they're on the couch trying to, describe without saying, we're gonna go back there and have sex, or we can go back there. And,
right. That's funny. I think that just even having those sound bites provides a really interesting dynamic to the music.
And Jerry's contributions,
of course.
Also,
yeah, I love on the cover that he's wearing the Sixes. That's dope to me.
But would you rate this album yet, or are you gonna wait?
No, I'm gonna wait as well because there's a lot to digest. Just like when we sat with the Kendrick album, we really sat with it. And we've had this for almost a week now, and we've sat with this also. But still, it's there's a lot of themes to digest. you know, there's a lot of lyrics to kind of, I don't know, kind of just pour over a little bit further.
And that's what happens when you make an album this personal. There's a lot to digest.
Yeah,
there's a lot
absolutely.
to relate to. There's a lot to just, you know, enjoy.
But I am overall impressed with the album. Like, by far, I'm really impressed with the album. I'm extremely impressed. Kudos to Wale. I know he has a lot of ties to Seattle. You know, he represents Seattle a lot in his music. You know, and he's been out here a couple times. You know, we got a chance to see him perform earlier this year, as a matter of fact. And so I'm just really impressed with the dude, man. I think that, you know, again, he's a great artist. I'm glad that he's gotten past, he's mature, and from a personal standpoint, we can talk about these things and put it into the music and not just on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. So, shout out to that dude.
Definitely.
So, we're gonna wrap up.
So, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us know your comments. We want to know what you think about the album About Nothing.
And if he sees this, I hope that he grants us an interview when he comes back out here. And he's not just hella busy like he was previously. But yes, someone's absolutely right. Follow us on Twitter. At Evil Marsupials.
At Sermons Domain.
And that's it.
Once again, we hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and come back soon. Let's go watch Seinfeld.
I'm watching Seinfeld right after this.